Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from four groups. So, today we would like to conduct our presentation about Merdeka Curriculum. But that before, let's see our members' names for those who will have presentation during this session. Dera M. Khairul Amar, Dela Meliani Putri, Sela Selviani, Jumaila, and me, Ikal. Alright, so let's get down to the business. What curriculum Merdeka is and what module is. So in this part, I will explain what is the difference about curriculum Merdeka and module. So for Merdeka curriculum is a new curriculum introduced by the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology or Kemdikbudristek in Indonesia. It is a curriculum with intracurricular learning with diverse content so that students can be optimized and have sufficient time to deepen concepts and strengthen their competencies. Competencies. The curriculum is designed to be more flexible and relevant with focused essential materials and the development of student competencies. So, whereas module is a unit of learning material that can be studied by students independently. Inside, there are clear components and instruction so that students can flow sequentially without teacher intervention. Modules are also packaged systematically and interestingly with material coverage, methods, and evaluations that can be used independently in order to achieve the expected competences. So let's see. Here are some terms in the Merdeka curriculum that teachers need to understand, which many terms of curriculum 2013 is replacing into new mode. Let's say, first, there is a learning outcome or CP. These terms replace the core competencies or KI and basic competencies KD in the 2013 curriculum. CP are learning competencies that must be achieved by students at each phase of development. The curriculum is designed to develop students' independent learning skills with an enjoyable learning atmosphere that has less burden of task and attainment. Let's see. Second one, there is flow of learning objective or ATP. ATP is a guide for teachers in designing learning. This flow consists of several stages, namely introduction, understanding, application, and assessment. ATP stands for Alur Tujuan Pembelajaran, which is a series of learning objectives arranged systematically and logically within a learning phase to help students achieve CP or capaian pembelajaran in bahasa or learning outcomes at the end of the phase. So the third one there is teacher model or MA. MA are teaching materials prepared by teacher to assist learner in achieving CP. This model must be tailored to the RTP and the needs of learners. Well, the next terms will be continued by my members.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Jumela, the material ATP and MR. ATP is flow of learning objective, yaitu ATP is a guide for teacher in design learning. This full consent of several strategy, namely in introduction, understanding, appreciation, and assessment. ATP standard for alur tujuan pembelajaran, yaitu merupakan rangkaian tujuan pembelajaran yang disusun secara sistematika dan logis dalam satu fase pembelajaran untuk membantu siswa mencapai pembelajaran atau CP, atau hasil belajar atau pada akhir fase. ETP merupakan pedoman bagi guru dan siswa untuk mencapai CP dan didasarkan pada tujuan pembelajaran TP yang merupakan gambaran 3 aspek kompetensi yang diharapkan dapat dicapai siswa: pengetahuan, keterampilan, dan sikap. ETP is similar to a syllabus and serves as reference for planning, organizing, and assessment learning with the learner. To create an ETP, teacher to follow several steps, including analysis to learning outcomes, determining the score of the material, and different to the main topic of the learning to objective. ETP juga sebaiknya disusun secara kronologis dan berdasarkan urutan pembelajaran dari waktu ke waktu. Pemerintah memberikan beberapa contoh ETP yang dapat digunakan atau dimodifikasi, serta pedomannya for the teaching material. ETP are central part of the implementation of the Merdeka Belajar curriculum, which cover a level of education for PAUD to SMA and SMK. It is important of teachers to understand ETP because it serves a guide of planning and organizing learning activity to help CP. Teachers can learning more about CP, TP, and ETP on the Merdeka Mengajar platform, which provide information and example of ETP for each phase of education. The material MA itu teaching model. Teaching model must all teaching material prepared by teacher to us learning in XP atau CV. This model must be tailored to the ETP and the needs of the learning.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sela Selviani. Next, I want to explain about operational curriculum in education units, or KOSP, and teaching at the right level, or TARL. Okay, the first operational curriculum in education units, or KOSP, or Kurikulum Operasional Satuan Pendidikan in Indonesia, refers to the operational curriculum implemented at the education unit level. This approach involves tailoring the curriculum to the specific needs, context, and resource of individual educational institution. It allows schools or units to adapt the curriculum to suit their students, taking into account local condition, research, and educational goals. KOSP aims to enhance the relevance and effectiveness of education by providing flexibility at the school level. Jadi, kurikulum operasional satuan pendidikan ini atau KOSP ini mengacu kepada kurikulum operasional yang diterapkan di tingkat satuan pendidikan. Nah, pendekatan ini tuh melibatkan penyesuaian kurikulum sesuai dengan kebutuhan, konteks, dan sumber daya institusi pendidikan individu. Ini memungkinkan sekolah atau satuan untuk mengadaptasi kurikulum agar sesuai dengan kondisi lokal, sumber daya, dan juga tujuan pendidikan. KOSP ini bertujuan meningkatkan relevansi dan efektivitas pendidikan dengan memberikan fleksibilitas di tingkat sekolah. Contohnya itu Kurikulum operasional satuan pendidikan atau KOSP ini itu adalah pendekatan yang memberikan kewenangan kepada satuan pendidikan seperti sekolah untuk menyesuaikan kurikulum sesuai dengan kebutuhan dan kondisi lokal mereka. Dengan KOSP, setiap sekolah dapat mengadaptasi materi pelajaran agar lebih relevan dan sesuai dengan lingkungan serta sumber daya yang dimiliki. Nah, hal ini itu bertujuan untuk meningkatkan efektivitas pembelajaran dengan mempertimbangkan keunikan setiap satuan pendidikan. Contohnya itu, eh, eh, misal sebuah sekolah di daerah perkotaan yang memiliki siswa dengan latar belakang sosial dan ekonomi yang beragam. Nah, dengan menerapkan KOSP ini, sekolah tersebut dapat menyesuaikan kurikulum untuk mencakup studi kasus atau materi yang relevan dengan realitas kehidupan siswa. Ini juga mungkin melibatkan penekanan pada keahlian tertentu yang dapat meningkatkan peluang kerja di lingkungan lokal mereka. And then the second, there is a teaching at the right level or TARL. Teaching at the right level is an instructional approach that focuses on ensuring students are taught at their individual learning levels rather than strictly adhering to grade-based curriculum. The TARL methodology involves assessing students' current proficiency in foundational skills and then grouping them based on their learning levels rather than age or grade. Subsequently, target interventions and teaching materials are provided to each group to address their specific needs and bridge learning gaps. CIRL aims to address the diverse learning abilities of students and improve foundational skills in areas such as literacy and numeracy. Jadi, pengajaran pada tingkat yang tepat atau TARL ini, pengajaran pada tingkat adalah pendekatan instruksional yang berfokus memastikan bahwa siswa diajarkan pada tingkat pembelajaran individu mereka daripada hanya mengikuti kurikulum berbasis kelas. Metodologi TARL ini melibatkan penilaian keterampilan dasar siswa saat ini dan kemudian mengelompokkannya berdasarkan tingkat pembelajaran mereka daripada usia maupun kelas. Lalu selanjutnya, intervensi dan materi pengajaran yang ditargetkan diberikan kepada setiap kelompok untuk mengatasi kebutuhan mereka secara khusus dan menutup kesenjangan pembelajaran. TARL ini bertujuan mengatasi kemampuan belajar yang beragam dari siswa dan meningkatkan keterampilan dasar seperti literasi dan juga numerasi. TARL ini bertujuan juga untuk mengatasi ketidaksetaraan belajar dengan fokus pada kemampuan dasar seperti membaca dan berhitung. Nah, pendekatan ini tuh memahami bahwa siswa memiliki tingkat pembelajaran yang berbeda-beda. Dengan TARL, siswa dikelompokkan berdasarkan tingkat kemampuan mereka, bukan kelas ataupun usia. Lalu kemudian pembelajaran disesuaikan dengan kebutuhan setiap kelompok, membantu siswa memahami materi secara lebih mendalam dan juga efektif. Ini merupakan strategi untuk memastikan bahwa setiap siswa memahami materi pelajaran secara baik dan juga untuk mengurangi kesenjangan pembelajaran di antara mereka. Contohnya tuh seperti sebuah sekolah di mana siswa dikelompokkan berdasarkan tingkat kemampuan membaca mereka, bukan kelas. Lalu kemudian kelompok dengan kemampuan membaca serupa akan menerima pengajaran tambahan yang dirancang khusus untuk memperbaiki kesenjangan mereka. Nah, sebagai contohnya, kelompok ini tuh mungkin dirancang untuk meningkatkan kemampuan membaca pada tingkat mereka. Sementara kelompok dengan tingkat kemampuan yang lebih tinggi dapat fokus pada pemahaman teks yang lebih kompleks. Pendekatan ini memberikan perhatian yang lebih spesifik sesuai dengan kebutuhan belajar setiap kelompok siswa. I think that's all explanation from me. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Khair Omar and with my name 203050046. Okay, I will next explain about the istilah yang ada di dalam kurikulum Merdeka. Yang pertama adalah KTTP, itu singkatan dari kriteria ketercapaian tujuan pembelajaran, which is a set of criteria of indicators that show the extent to which students have achieved competencies in learning objective. It is an important part of the curriculum Merdeka and is used to monitor the development of students' abilities in achieving learning objective in curriculum Merdeka. KTTP is also used as one of the consideration for development assessment and treatment, unlike KKM, criteria keterbatasan minimal, which focus on the numerical indicators. KTTP emphasizes description of skills and competencies that need to be mastered by students. KTTP is formulated by teacher at the beginning of the program development and helps educators improve the learning process and provide appreciated follow-up to students. And the next istilah pace and level class in curriculum Merdeka. The curriculum is divided into 6 phases with an additional phase for early childhood education. PAUD. The phases are as follows: phase foundation phase for early childhood education, PAUD, and phase A for grades 1 and 2 in elementary school, SD or ME, phase B for grades 3 and 4 in elementary school, SD or ME, phase C for grades 5 and 6 elementary schools, SD or ME, and phase D for grades 7, 8, and 9 in junior high school, SMP or MTS, phase E for 10 senior high school, for SMA or high school, SMK or MEC or equivalent, phase F for grades 11 and 12 in senior high school, SMA or MA, vocational high school, SMK or MEC or equivalent. And the result, the curriculum structure is based on the achievement of learning outcomes, learning content, and learning load. The learning outcomes are divided into competencies that are measured by the KTTP, kriteria ketercapaian tujuan pembelajaran, indicators. The learning content is organized by subject and theme, and the learning load is determined by the number of hours allocated in each subject. I think these are for me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So that's the explanation of our members related curriculum Merdeka and also some of terms of curriculum Merdeka. We hope that our presentation today can give your benefit. So that's all from us and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.